Throughout 343's tenure as the developer of Halo, it always seemed that they were missing that tender love and care that was apparent in Bungie's Halo games. If Bungie was a kind, gentle, and loving mother, making sure all of your wants and needs are satisfied, 343 has always seemed like a father figure, always there to provide for you, but in the back of his mind, he wonders how you suck so bad at sports and why you waste all of your time playing video games. Seriously, why aren't you a football star? As in all happiness in life, it's the little things that matter. And that is something that 343 has seemed to overlook over the past 7 years. I am your host, Rehab, and today we are going to look at the things that 343 needs to focus on in order for Halo Infinite to be successful. But before we begin, please be sure to subscribe, bang that bell, and most importantly, like the video, because there's no better way to enjoy a video than physically forcing yourself to like it before you've watched it. I know what you're thinking. Rehab, why would I sub to someone with 107 subs? I don't like you, your channel sucks, and no one cares about your videos. While that all may be true, I can assure you that there are big things planned for 2019 here at the Rehabilitation Corporation, and there is no better source on the internet for knee-shattering teabaggery, excessively average gameplay, and all-around Halo content. Now, I know a lot of debate in the community has been about advanced movement versus classic movement, but I don't think this is the biggest factor in Halo Infinite's success, because I think it could be successful either way as long as it's done correctly. However, in order for Halo to get back to the top of the industry, 343 needs to prove that they are focusing on the community above all else. In the Bungie Halos, there was always something there for every single gamer out there. There was a great ranked system for people who sweat out matchmaking, great competitive settings for the pros, an incredible sandbox for players to create awesome game types and maps, a huge custom games community for people that only screw around playing Fat Kid and Duck Hunt, and a Bungie Favorites community hub that highlighted the best creations from the fans. Everyone seemed so connected, and it truly felt like a community. It felt like you were out there playing Halo, but hey, Bungie was right there beside you, watching you. In a non-creepy way. I believe that 343 have taken small steps towards this, with the grassroots program, focusing on a more classic art style, and all around listening to what the community has been telling them for so long. But it needs to go much deeper than that. 343 has had a history of overlooking the small things, such as putting together a $1 million tournament but using settings that none of the competitors thought were competitive. Or like not having a ranking system in Halo 4, or Halo 5 launching without Forge or Big Team Battle, without a Team Snipers or Team Doubles playlist. There are huge groups of people out there that only play these playlists, and even when Big Team Battle came out, there were never any developer-made maps for the playlist. I'm personally not a Big Team Battle player, but that's an example where a specific part of the community was blatantly overlooked. The fact is that there are many different reasons that people play Halo, and Halo Infinite needs to be a sandbox that gives every sort of player something to do the moment the game releases. Seriously, 343, stop treating us like your red-headed stepchildren. Can we say that anymore? Is that racist against redheads now? Damn, PC community watching the internet like hawks. I'll have my editor take that one out. Just kidding, I am the editor. I mentioned this in a couple videos, but I really want to go more in depth on the custom games browser. I really think this was the greatest thing that 343 has ever come up with. It is truly a community first idea that I have not seen anywhere else in console gaming. I don't think they get enough credit for it. I think part of that is because it came out a year after the game launched, and at that point, no one cared. But just imagine the next iteration of Forge, the best one yet, being supplemented by a custom games browser where there are constantly people sharing their creations that they work so hard on, when all the hype is around Halo Infinite at release. I think the custom games community could explode to its Halo 3 popularity. I mean, I had so many friends that would only hop on Halo to get a full party of 16 players to play Fat Kid or Cops and Robbers or that stupid Blender game where shit's just flying around and grab lifts and you're trying not to get splattered. God, those kids were such noobs. This custom games browser could give the community such a high sense of interconnectivity if done right. And by that, I mean it's available on release night with Forge and functions correctly. That's the sort of thing that this game needs. Halo Infinite needs a community tab in-game where you have a feed of your friends' clips or screenshots that are solely Halo, where 343 can promote their grassroots creators or other creations that deserve worldwide recognition. We need community goals or Easter eggs that require players around the world to work together in order to figure out. We need VidMaster achievements to force us to party up with friends or even strangers just to unlock some cool looking armor. We need reasons to play with each other, reasons to collaborate, reasons to like each other. The Halo community these days is so torn and so quick to argue with each other. We need a reason to feel like we're all connected with each other as Halo players. And honestly, 343, you're way more creative than me. Figure it out. If anyone is going to bring this fractured community back together, it has to be 343, and it has to be done with a game that is universally loved. At the end of the day, you just need to give the people what they want. Listen to the community. You've been doing so well recently, and I'm sure you plan on continuing to do so. Whether it be PC, Xbox crossplay for custom games, bringing back old vehicles like the Revenant or Chopper, or adding flyable Pelicans. Listening to the community, or at the very least, acknowledging our requests and then doing what you deem best, will go a long way. But anyways, guys, what do you think? I honestly think that communal feel of the Bungie era is part of the reason that Halo was so great back in the day. Back then, you were an outcast if you didn't play Halo or didn't like Halo. Because regardless of what you looked for in a shooter, it seemed like there was part of the community that you fit into. These days, no one really gets along or agrees, and the Halo community can feel pretty toxic at times. When was the last time you even talked to someone that had a mic in game? It feels like forever since I have. So let's talk about it. And if you think there's anything I missed, or if you have any creative suggestions, I'd love to hear it. Halo fans are some of the most creative gamers out there, so I'd love to hear what sort of community-inspired ideas you have for Halo Infinite. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you around in our next video. Goodbye.
Flag.
Perfect kill.
Protect our carrier. Our flag's back at base. Rockets in 10. Rockets are up. Enemies return their flag. Find our flag. Spotted the enemy flag carrier. We returned our flag.
You're on a roll. That's a double.